Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video. Today for you guys, we are going to be reacting to a new video by TheAMaazing called I Ruined a Date and Broke My Legs. I'm so confused what this title means, but this video is featuring Andy, so I'm excited to get into it. But before the video starts, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys always show. It really does mean a lot to me. Leave a comment down below who you guys want me to react to in the future. Make sure you guys go over to TheAMaazing's video too and leave a like there, but that's all I got for you guys, so let's get right into the video.
Hey Andy.
Hey.
Oh?
Guess what?
What?
I ruined someone's marriage.
Yeah!
No!
Hi,
No!
my name is Maaz, and I'm going to be playing Never Have I Ever with Andy from Ice Cream Sandwich.
I
Okay.
never
Oh.
did.
Okay.
Andy, did you know? I heard if you say subscribe and like in the video, the buttons glow. Does it glow?
Wow.
Comment if it glows, chat. Because if it does, then subscribe. Subscribe, like. So never have
nice.
I ever ruined someone's relationship or marriage.
I don't
Okay.
like to play Cupid, so I don't jump into things like that.
Have you done anything to kind of just ruin their day, maybe?
I generally stay out of people's business.
Andy, you are such a good person.
He said I could never.
Maybe I am perfect. You know what? Yeah.
I wrote this down 'cause
Andy?
I thought you would also maybe not be as good of a person, and
Oh, well.
and you're just like, no, I'm a very well-adjusted, normal person.
Nice.
So, there was this one moment in which I got invited to a birthday party. And
Okay.
it was a really fancy restaurant where we walk in, and it's like stereotypical movie, right?
Okay,
Chandeliers,
okay.
1,000 thread count silk cloth. The waiting staff were all in like tuxedos. Like it was
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
And all of that was like way too high class for me. I am like middle class to the T, right?
Oh, nice.
And so as we're sitting there, I'm sitting at the end of the table, and I can hear behind me there's a couple that's just like, oh my god, we tied the knot. Like married life is gonna be
Oh, okay,
crazy.
okay,
And I was
okay.
like, oh, cringe.
Love you.
Happiness.
So later on in the party, they're like, all right, let's stand up to kind of say happy birthday. And
Yeah.
I, unfortunately, stood up a bit too quickly, and the really fancy silk cloth that was everywhere got
Ooh.
caught on my chair.
No,
and
no,
it
no,
just
no.
started tipping backwards. It was in slow motion. I could see
He's
it
cooked.
falling, and I
He's
knew
cooked.
that it was going to cause trouble. And I looked back, and I was like,
Mm-mm.
man, this is going to make such a good video.
No,
so
there's no way.
So if it fell on the floor, it would have been fine. But it fell on the ice tray, and it had all this fancy ice.
Yeah.
What I didn't think about was underneath that, they had a mechanism to collect the water. So it was just
Oh,
essentially a huge
okay.
bucket of water. And the chair tipped onto that, which
No,
tipped like
no.
a domino. And it completely drenched the couple that was sitting right behind us. And I turned
Andy's
around,
reaction
there
is
was
the
a
same as
guy
mine.
in a wedding suit, and the girl was basically wearing a wedding dress. And they
Oh.
were completely doused. Just completely.
Yeah.
And she just starts sobbing.
Oh,
She's
yeah, no,
all
you
makeup
ruined their
running
life.
down her face.
No.
And so the guy, very reasonably, was so upset. He was
Yep.
so mad at me. He started
Yep.
cursing, he started swearing. And this is the moment, Andy.
Uh-huh.
This is the moment where I turned into a psychopath. Where I look at him and I was like, well, unfortunately the water is now on you. And I can't really do anything about that. So I'm really sorry, but not much I can do.
Oh, gosh.
So I think I went too logical, too cold. too
Yeah,
quickly,
no, a
because I
little
think that
too
really
far.
just pissed him off way more. He got really inflamed. And like the waiters, to their credit, they swooped in the middle. And they were like, come here, we'll get you a new table, we'll
And
replace
yeah, no,
everything
if they
in the
didn't
middle."
do
Like,
that,
they
but
really covered.
Wait,
100%.
Andy.
I definitely ruined that day. This is a story that they're gonna tell about this random YouTube kid who just doused them in water. And I was not a nice guy.
You cold bitch.
Oh!
So like douse
Said you-
somebody.
you
I mean, by
terrible
accident,
person.
for sure. But then turn to them and be like, tough nuts, dude. It's crazy.
No, that's insane.
The worst part is, like, you've seen me. I'm not usually that cold. Like, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
of myself as someone who's able to carry themselves socially. But I don't know what
Yeah.
happened. I was so scared that I
Yeah.
froze up and I just, like, detached completely. I was like, man, sucks to suck, man.
Oh, gosh.
Never have I ever missed a flight.
I have never. I've never missed
Okay.
a flight. I am punctual. I am on time. That's actually not true. That's very not
I was
true.
going to say,
Yeah,
that is
no,
outrageous.
I didn't believe it for a second.
That is not true at all. Surprisingly, I've never missed a flight. If there was one time, it was really close, but it was just the airline's fault.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
It's everyone's fault but your own.
That is correct.
He
Usually
said
when
he's
things go
perfect.
wrong, It's not my fault.
I love being punctual to flights. I come early if possible.
Yeah, no, I get there
Except when
hours early.
So I get pretty antsy about checking in even a day or two early.
Yeah.
Before the flight, you gotta check in, make sure everything's ready to go. There was
Okay,
one
yeah,
day in
nice.
particular, I just didn't do that. I don't know what went through my head. Just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I went to the airport, to the front desk to drop my baggage, and they're like, oh, you haven't checked in, and it's like within 45 minutes, and so we're not gonna check you in.
What?
What?
And I was like, I just need to get on the plane, and you know I'm right here. I am physically here now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're like, look, you know, you just didn't make the check-in time. You can't go.
What?
I was like, literally, the plane is. I can see the plane, and
It's right
it
there.
hasn't started boarding yet.
Yeah.
Why would you stop me? I am gonna call her out. Paula, I remember your name. I got traumatized by this.
Paula.
But I remember her turning to me and was just like, "There is no world in which you are getting on this plane today." Like she said that.
That's insane.
That's
Oh.
insane.
That is an insane thing
That's
to say.
And then
crazy.
I murdered her. No, sorry. So,
But she pulled what you did. I'm not gonna lie to you,
it
Maaz.
didn't make any reasonable sense. The plane is there. Yes, I haven't checked in, but
Yeah.
there should be no barriers for me to get on. And so I just
Okay.
went through security. Went to the gate, which had not started boarding yet. And
Yeah.
then I went up to the front desk right in front of the gate, and they were like, "Oh, you haven't checked in." I was like, "Oh, really? That's weird." And they're like, "Okay, it's okay. We checked you in. Here's your boarding pass." As I was leaving the plane, I remember just looking out the window and watching the airport get smaller and be like, "Paula, screw you." I got on.
So I'm already gone, Paul. It's too late.
Eat that, Paula.
Here I am.
That's like she must have had just some kind of like vendetta. Like I just want to ruin somebody's day. People are late all the time. Like they get to the airport and they're like
Yeah.
super late. They get through security and then like everybody's already boarded. Run up. They're all sweaty and they get on the
Yeah.
plane. It's fine.
Yeah.
To like stonewall you before the plane even is boarding is I've never heard of that. She must have had just like a vendetta for you.
Never have I ever.
Yeah, some hate in her
There's
heart
this
that
one
day, man. I'm
story
not gonna
I
lie.
was gonna make, and I was like, no one would care about me getting hurt. And then I saw everyone making videos about them getting hurt. I'm like, oh.
They love it.
Oh no.
Essentially, there was like a moment in time where I was really into parkour.
I remember that.
Yeah, okay.
I remember the parkour era.
I was definitely in it. Imagine a dumb 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid running
Ooh,
around.
look at the moves.
But I know for a fact if I was to just like put a camera to that period of time, I was just running, right?
Just going in
Kind of
circles.
like touching a wall, like.
Oh no.
And so what was funny is like we all did that for a long time, and then one day, a few years later, I was outside on a balcony of a house. Out
Yeah.
of nowhere, I just turned into my friend and was like, "Hey, should I jump off?" And everyone's like, "Oh,
no.
yeah, let's do that." And so I jumped off the balcony.
Oh well.
My God.
And
Okay.
so as I did that, I realized mid-air that there was three things that were different here. One was not wearing shoes, just didn't have any sort of footwear.
Oh,
Secondarily, was not jumping on grass like I usually do. It was concrete.
Brother, did you not put some thought behind
I was
this?
a lot bigger and did not remember to tuck in my knees. So it was like, oh, okay, guys, watch this.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
I'm not gonna lie,
I
that
look up
got
and
me.
I'm like expecting my friends to do the same, but very reasonably, they're just like, let's not do that.
Yeah, no,
Did
you
you
got that,
break
man.
anything?
Survival of the
I
fittest, natural
sprained my
selection.
feet.
That's insane. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That nothing was broken
Wow.
on concrete.
I think like my foot's a little bit deformed, but it's like it never broke.
Parkour. Ah!
Oh no.
I was thinking about my parkour era. It also ended in injury, but not even close to what you did.
What do
Yeah,
you mean?
no.
Like, what do you do?
More or less started and ended in the same day. So
Oh,
I
no.
would like watch a lot of videos. I'm like, this is so cool. You could get anywhere and escape anyone. Though I had no plans to escape whatever. I spent a lot of my time.
What were you escaping from? Andy?
I know.
Like,
Absolutely, like zero things. Like, but like in my brain, I was like, oh, he's so cool. Run, I guess.
So you have no
Style.
reason to escape, I don't
So
think.
like I was watching all these videos, and this is so cool. And eventually, I looked up tutorials, and a big
Dual barrel
staple
roll.
of parkour is to like roll.
No,
into
that's just Sonic.
like lead with your shoulder and
Okay.
then roll effectively. And
Yeah.
so like I had like a little rug on my room that I would like practice on, and I would lead with my shoulder, and I did pretty well. And I was like
Yeah.
doing that, and like for a couple
Okay.
of hours, and I got kind of good at it. But then one of the times I messed up a little bit, I led with my shoulder and landed dead on my shoulder. It hurt really bad, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't want to do this anymore.
he
Then I
said, no,
stopped.
that's it. That's the end.
I'm
No,
not,
I
like-
understand.
I'm not really tough. I'm not a tough guy. And you know what? Hearing your story kind of makes me glad.
You didn't continue? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that my pain helped other people.
Because it could have been
Never
far
have I
worse.
ever used a fake ID or a fake badge.
It's just anything?
For anything.
I am an honest and law-abiding citizen. I do
Okay.
not break rules.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Really, never?
No, not to get into places I shouldn't be, not to get substances I shouldn't have. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest, I don't even know how to acquire that kind of thing.
You just draw one, Andy. You just draw one.
I don't think. No.
Sir?
I guess, like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, as a non-American person, but is it not like a rite of passage to get like a fake ID to acquire?
A lot of people do, but like you don't have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't say rite of passage, but I would say it's like not unheard of.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
if somebody has a fake ID, it's definitely not like a. It's like a. Oh, okay, you're around that age. It's like I'm not surprised.
That's
Yeah,
great.
no.
I'm so happy that you're so law-abiding.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
definitely am as well. So that's great to hear.
our slates are clean.
Our states are so clean. Hypothetically,
Why'd you say that? It's so suspicious.
I feel
Yeah.
like I'm like learning the hard way that everybody I get on to talk to is a much better person than I am. Concerning.
Starting to realize
Um,
maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah.
I'm also a law-abiding citizen. I just want to get that out. Ignore the previous video in which I said I wasn't.
I don't do well with authority, and
Oh.
I get all like, when people are like, "What'd you do?" Even if I didn't do anything wrong,
Said you
my
had done
nervous system
nothing.
gets all freaked out. I feel bad, and like even with security, it's like you're not a real like enforcer of the law. Like whatever, you can walk away. You can't detain me. It's illegal.
Would you do that? I have a feeling you wouldn't do
But
that.
I wouldn't. I don't have the. No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I would just be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I would be shocked if I was with you and you were like, hey, you
No.
can't detain us. You're not real.
I know my rights.
I don't know my rights. He does.
I said he knows our rights.
No, I think it's just, I like certainty. If I can get away with something, if I was
I like
more
how Maaz's
certain
world just
and
turns
it's like
dark and
harmless
spooky.
and it's really not like taking away from somebody else's experience. That's my
Yeah.
big line is that like if it's at the expense of somebody else.
So,
Oh,
if you're
well.
gonna get caught, you would take it.
yeah.
Get him, officer!
There he is.
Now, Andy, I'd love to tell you about how I faked convention badges, or about my parents' reaction
Uh-huh.
to jumping off a balcony, and then you can tell me about how you nearly broke your knees.
Hardcore.
All of these
Oh.
stories and even more high-quality content are available for all of you to watch over on Nebula, the premium
Okay.
streaming service and the sponsor for this video. Nebula is an independent, creator-led streaming
think I've heard
platform
of
that
Nebula
hosts some of
before.
the highest quality content out there on the internet. This is the platform that really pushes creators to make new, ambitious, exciting content for all of you to watch.
Oh, okay.
I have always been open about the fact that my popular Mafia series was only created with the support provided by Nebula. And if
Yeah.
you wanted to watch an extended on-camera version of the previous Mafia rounds, they're up exclusively on
Oh,
Nebula.
okay.
Along with that, you can watch all of my videos earlier and ad-free over on Nebula, as they'll be
Okay.
uploaded there on Nebula first. So, hypothetically, if I were to have another Mafia video with a new animator, it would be on
Uh-oh.
Nebula first before anywhere else. And no, it's not just my content. You'll also get
Yeah.
access to some phenomenal exclusive shows on Nebula, such as Let's Play Outside by my friend TheAMaazing. It's a show that simulates gaming live streams about fascinating and terrifying creatures. I've watched
Jeez.
one about like the mantis pit. It's an insect that has features from both a mantis and a wasp.
Nah, that's
Yes, it is just as
terrible.
horrifying
That's an
as it
insane fusion. I don't want to see
To
that.
watch everything
Keep
that
that
I
away
just
from me.
mentioned and so much more, use my link nebula.tv/TheAMaazing, spelled just like this, to get 40% off the annual rate, which is half of what you would have to pay monthly anyway. This
Okay.
is a massive steal for a great service. So once again, head on over to nebula.tv/TheAMaazing or click on the link in the description below for 40% off the annual rate. Thank you again, Nebula, for always supporting the
Oh, they got
Amazing,
ice
and
creams.
thank you also to my patrons and
popsicles.
channel members. All right, Andy, thank you so much for joining me for this video.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Good content.
no. Well, yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe. Go leave a like on Maaz's video, too. But that's all I got for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.